We got Simple. What a crazy kooky top 6 we have, and it's just going to be broken down even further until only one stands.
It's been insane. I said at the beginning of today that there is a very real possibility that upsets are going to happen, that things will surprise us because, as we all know, it's something that I think most people will be like, yeah, of course, that's obvious, but they don't fully register, is that all it takes is 3 games to make an upset. And those 3 games led to Akno, the #1 seed of the tournament, being down here in the lower bracket. Of course, we'll check in with Akno in just a little bit because our first match of this top 6 lowers side is going to be Blue versus Hysen. Still plenty of Jae-Yuns. We've got the double Hanbok Jae-Yuns going to be coming in for game number 1.
Now, he is locking in this. It was one of his listed characters that he might play, but the big thing I'm worried about with Blue coming in with this is it's a level 15 Jae-Yun. You compare that to some of the other players in EU today. The kind of highest ones are like Hysen and Pavelski. They're sitting around that 31 range. Some of the other players have like a level 27, level 28 Jae-Yun. So coming in at roughly half the amount of levels that everyone else has on their greatsword, that worries me. And it's not even half, it's actually less than half, because as you level up your character more, it requires more and more experience. So it's easier to get from 1 to 15 than it is to get from 15 to 30. So we'll see what Blue has in store for us. We did have those really long games earlier. He's already opening it up, hitting the nice 3-piece right out the gate.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not a linear experience gain. So like you said, that second 15 leg is definitely a much longer gap. But at the same time, I'm noticing Blue also not really going with the meta stance. Most of the Jae-Yuns we've seen across the month have been going into that strength stance, but we're not seeing Blue. Blue's going in with that default, maybe kind of a sign of that inexperience with the legend, but already getting chopped up a little bit. Has some good damage built up on the Hysen. That recovery from Hysen almost got the stock, but needs a little bit more damage.
No, Hysen is coming right off of a victory against Zero. It was a Jae-Yun Ditto, so he's used to fighting against a Jae-Yun, but maybe he's not used to going down first against a lower level Jae-Yun like Blue here, as Blue's going to take the lead here on Apocalypse.
One thing that's going to be big, though, for Hysen on this Jae-Yun is Hysen's been getting some big extended strings. Like, we've been seeing Hysen really chop up. Again, like you said, that matchup with Zero, we saw Hysen just kind of delete stocks. He is able to connect with that recovery, going to get that first stock off of Blue. He's back at it again. Has the greatsword. Blue currently unarmed, but does pick up the sword. This is going to be the comfort weapon of Blue.
Yeah, and that's something that Blue might have over Hysen. I'm looking back at some of Hysen's old character picks coming in here, and I don't think there are a lot of sword characters in that. It's like a Thor is one of the old ones. It's a Petra is one of the old ones. Does have possibility for Bodvar, but other than that, not a lot of swords. So we'll see if Hysen is also able to use his sword as well as Blue is able to utilize it.
Well, but Blue, with great effect on the sword, able to get that gravity cancel downlight into the recovery. Again, needs a little bit more damage. Could have seen him opt for the downlight dare, kind of get that extra tap of damage if he wasn't confident we could knock out. Of course, gravity cancel, because it's higher, I don't blame him for thinking, you know what, we're already in the air, might as well just go straight into the recovery.
It's that nice D-light over on the corner. Doesn't turn it into anything else. Gets sent high by the neutral air from Blue, and the side air is going to be the follow-up after taking a little bit of damage, but Blue is in a good spot here moving into game 1.
So one thing that kind of stood out to me from Blue's gameplay earlier on in the tournament when he was fighting up against Simple in the Jae-Yun mirror match. Of course, that went 0-3 in favor of Simple. But Blue does have some pretty solid defense. I mean, we talked about it during that match, is just how well Blue can play the slow game. He can play very defensively. That's going to be a huge advantage against these like high-octane Jae-Yuns.
Now, Blue hasn't really faced too many Jae-Yuns today. He did go up against Simple, but that was really it. He ended up getting 3-0'd by that, so he's already starting this off very strong. Meanwhile, if you're a Hysen fan out there, you're hoping this is more kind of like the knees set that Hysen played earlier, where game 1 heavily favored knees, and it was looking like the rest of the tournament was going to be a rough patch for Hysen, but then he immediately turned around, won 3 games in a row, and came out on top of that set. He is a little bit behind in this stock so far. He has at least about 100 damage on it. There's the D-Light coming out. It does hit. Blue has stage control. The D-Light coming out from Blue. They're kind of trading places back and forth. You see the wall. You see the middle of the stage Whichever one is in the middle, the other one's on the wall. Now they're both kind of in the middle of the stage. Weapon toss coming out. No momentum until Blue hits that two-piece, hits the bridge and the finisher.
Blue keeping Hysen on this corner, opts for the ground pound onto the stage, downlight into the recovery. Again, just not enough damage quite yet. And that gives Hysen another opportunity, a good dodge read. And Hysen could steal this game away from Blue. Meanwhile, Blue, all he needs is that downlight.
It's Hysen going back over to the sword, though. This does worry me. It's a neutral air there. Even a signature punish wouldn't have done too much. D-Light side air from Blue right on the corner. Blue was in the orange when he got punished after that neutral signature. So even if Hysen came through with a neutral signature, getting that big force that signatures have, it wouldn't have directly led to anything. Maybe there could have been a juggle opportunity there, but that was not one single final blow that Hysen could have dealt there. Blue is going to come out with the victory in Game 1 with less than half of the experience on this character than Hysen does.
But at the other side, Blue, of course, having much tournament experience, of course, dominating the 2019 season. So maybe just kind of that raw experience as a competitor, paying him some favors right now.
Gonna start off here on Small Brawlhalla, sword v sword. Blue is getting a little bit of a lead here. It's not massive, nothing that Hysen can't bring back pretty easily. You're seeing Hysen get tripped up. I'm getting tripped up a little bit too as well. He has a much better recovery than I do, though, as he's starting to hit that pocket sand.
He is throwing out a lot of pocket sand, though. Got a desert in the pocket. Throws a greatsword forward. Almost wasn't able to pick that one back up. But now, again, we're trying to see Hysen get that dodge read. He even had the dash back, but didn't opt for the attack. And Blue gonna get away. Every single time Hysen is missing these dodge reads, it gives Blue more opportunities.
There's the recovery. Hysen's going to swap back to the sword, throws his sword, still picks up his greatsword before it despawns. Signature's coming out. Both players getting into that KO damage. Both of them now have a greatsword. Sidelight goes for the second sidelight. Wants that quick finisher rather than trying to hit a second and then a third hit. Oh, but that KO right off the top. Blue is going to continue the lead that he had last game, moving it into the second game as he picks up the first stock.
What a good dodge from Blue. I think most people know that that recovery has recovery frames. It's fairly punishable, and Blue recognized Hysen was going to come in swinging, dodges through it, and then gets that turnaround with a quick nair. And that was what led to Blue taking the first stock, but Hysen still able to clean it up.
Nice punish there from Hysen. That's kind of the first bout of big greatsword string that we've seen from him so far. A little bit of edge guard going in, but Hysen still very low damage on his stock, so Blue's not going to be able to turn into anything huge more than just a couple hits.
Now we're seeing a lot more vertical come out between the two of them. Earlier, it was very horizontal, going for a lot of grounded stuff. But we're seeing more juggles come out. Blue with a good dare. Going to guarantee that ground touch. Now he's going off stage. Misses the ground pound, and Hysen going to get a full rotate over to the left side.
That was Hysen like stalling that as long as he possibly could. If he would have moved even a fraction of a second earlier, he would have gotten hit by that ground pound. It was a good ground pound from Blue. Oh no, has Blue in the red. Hysen now with just a little bit of a lead. Six coming out from both players, continuing to use the signature, mashing that heavy button like it's the only one on the controller, but Blue is the one who finds the connection.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so just keep throwing out those neutral signatures. Eventually it'll hit, and eventually it will lead to a knockout. Still though, Blue in the red. Hysen doesn't have the recovery because he just burned it, so instead he just gets a downlight, and Blue gonna extend this stock, get extra damage.
There's the recovery off the top. Hysen gonna even it up. About this time last game, Blue was coming onto his final stock, and Hysen was in about the orange. So we'll see if he can turn this around, get this victory here as he's only in yellow. 2 hits come out from Blue. A third hit, 1 or 2 more. Hysen's going to be in the orange. Dodge through the side air. A lot of moves coming out. Hits the 3-piece KOs in orange. Blue takes game 2.
He just got small Brawlhalla. That side finisher, that 3-piece was enough. Blue able to just recognize the positioning, being so close on the right side on small Brawlhalla. Gonna get game 2. Wow.
Now this is looking pretty tough for Hysen. He's now dropped 2 games, still going in with the Jaehyun. It seems like Blue has just done a much better job of covering his whiffs compared to Hysen, because they're both throwing out moves. They're both playing Greatsword. They're playing Greatsword, and Gucci Mane would describe it like a bus. You miss one, the next 15, one is coming. So they keep throwing out a lot of moves, but Hysen's getting punished a lot more than Blue is.
Yeah, one thing that's very interesting about the way about the way Blue is playing this Greatsword is that he's actually going into the finisher. Like, if he misses the first two, he'll still sometimes throw out that finisher, which generally players don't do because it has a little bit more on the recovery frames. But Blue's like throwing it out there because I think he's kind of metagaming Hysen with it.
Now we are going over to the Demon Island. Like Tazza mentioned earlier, a favorite of several Greatsword players out there because it's a good map for Greatsword. And like Tazza said, both players are playing Greatsword. Go to the Demon Island. Ground Pound, kind of a little bit of a lofty expectation on that Ground Pound from Blue to just throw that out raw on the edge.
Nobody didn't get punished for it, so not too bad of a decision here. Again, Hysen a little bit more damage than Blue. Doesn't get over the corner. That down signature, if you land it on stage, throws out the dirt, but if it goes over the corner, you can get a nice little crescent. We haven't seen that connect just yet for a knockout.
See, there you go. Blue whiffed a move. Hysen didn't punish it. Hysen whiffed a move. Blue punished it. Weapon toss is coming out. Oh, nice down air. Still hits the recovery. Had enough damage, even though it was hit low on the edge, to KO off the top. Big weapon toss goes high. Blue is going to grab that Greatsword. Hysen grabs a weapon spawn right off the bat. Pocket Sand comes out. Picked up in orange. Nice. Finished that, turning him red. And the weapon toss follow-up is there to get the KO. Hysen keeping this dead even here in Game 3 when he's down 2. Oh, could have some serious momentum here.
This is some nice momentum for Hysen. There you're seeing the crescent come out on the down signature. Just trying to cover that wall, trying to deny the airspace. Good dare into the recovery from Hysen. Big opportunity here for Hysen to keep himself alive in this lower bracket. Again, if Blue wins this, it's all over. He's going to go 3-0 and a handshake continue on in the bracket.
Blue finding some great string damage as an answer, but Hysen still maintaining this lead. Hysen in the orange has Blue in the red. Oh, I was really worried he was going to whiff the timing on that, but Hysen, the professional player that he is, had everything under control, gets that stock. A very important stock because he was able to basically grab that for free on the punish from Blue. Didn't have to rely on some crazy setup or some solid dodge read or anything like that. It was an easy stock, and you love an easy stock.
Yeah, if you're going to get it for free, you got to take it for free. And I love the decision from Hysen to go for the side signature. I think a lot of people would have gone for a safe option, just go for like a side light. But that's not going to immediately lead to a knockout. Charged up side sig, free KO.
Ooh, neutral signature. Blue is going to even up stocks pretty quickly after that. Has 50 plus damage, but it is under 100. That neutral light from Hysen going to add up just a little bit more damage. Blue's going to control the weapon economy in this game. A spawn should be coming in shortly. Hysen's able to grab it. He just has regular sword. Hits the down air. Pocket Sand going over the corner, keeping far back from the corner, so he's safe. No return option from Blue. A little bit of a juggle game coming out. Throws away the weapon. Spawn comes in. Hysen's able to grab it. It's a great sword.
Ooh. Hysen with the dodge up. Blue actually not reacting in time. Didn't read it, but again, you're seeing Blue. He just goes for the straight three-piece. Hysen taking a decent amount of damage here. This could go either direction. He's got the sword in hand. He throws it away immediately. Blue not going to challenge despite the fact he had weapon advantage.
I think Blue's starting to feel a little bit of the pressure here. He is behind. Hysen's in the orange, which means he could be KO'd by a greatsword, but Blue is behind him in the red.
This could go either way. The falling Nair gets the landing version. Hysen with the punish on the sider goes off stage. Throws out the side signature. Blue going to get a solid sider to get himself back on the stage. Either one of them now going to be looking for the recovery setup.
Oh
Hysen
no, that's going to be a disarm.
Again.
Blue is ready for that one, but Blue disarms himself. Oh! He gets the KO! Hysen takes it, keeping himself alive. Now he's on the board. 2-1 in favor of Blue, but that one is so important.
That side signature caught Blue high. Blue was trying to jump, but there was enough of a boulder there, and that's 2 KOs in that last game off of the side signatures from Hysen, but Hysen just keeping alive by the skin of his teeth. He still has to win the next 2 to continue on in the bracket as we go to Small Mammoth for game number 4.
Now, I can't remember who it was that was using GCD Light on Greatsword on the edge. Was that Hysen or was that someone else? I can't remember.
It was like Hysen and Addy both did it a lot. Okay, I think Hysen did it
I really
more
like
recently.
it. I like that a lot because it covers both sides. It covers towards the wall and away from the wall when you do it because it comes out with that finisher option since you're gravity canceling it. We haven't really seen him do that at all this set. There hasn't been a lot of offstage play between these players, really hardly at all. We saw Hysen go off stage like once. Now he's juggling, not even worried about the wall. He's just sticking above the stage.
Punish opportunity here. Blue going deep, but with the Nair, again, going to fight his way back up. Hysen getting pretty aggressive here, trying to get that lead again. He's getting some good damage built up. He's going to be looking for that knockout soon.
Blue only found 2 pieces there. The third piece might have turned Hysen red, but he's still in the orange, but also could be in KO damage. And there you see it, he is!
Blue saying, I'm going to take a page out of your book. You've put more time into this legend, so I'll just learn from the master. But Hysen!
Same thing.
With a side tick of his own!
Same sig, same spot. Second verse, same as the first.
Just rappers stealing bars. But here we go. Second stocks each. Game number 4. Hysen still behind. Blue just needs to get through these 2 stocks of Hysen, and he will continue, guaranteeing a top 4 finish.
Blue going to swap back over to the sword that's going to strip a weapon from the field that Hysen could use if he ends up throwing his weapon away, gets disarmed.
Nice read.
What?
What was the chase dodge? Why did
I
he
feel
back
like
out?
Flambo's probably screaming right now. He's got to be angry after that one.
He had the dodge read, and then he opted for more. Maybe got a little greedy there, but he let the mouse out of the cage. I don't even know what analogy that's supposed to be. But Hysen still has the weapon advantage, and he's going to juggle. Okay, I thought he was going to juggle there and force Blue to interact. If you juggle, no weapons will spawn. But it looks like Hysen just opted to kind of break that neutral and go in.
The side light, in light, doesn't find the neutral light. There's the Nair that comes out from Blue. Multiple Nairs came out. He didn't want to go for the recovery, I guess because that was going to be a lot of startup. Put him in to some recovery frames that would give Hysen the free punish. He was just going for those Nairs since the recovery is a KO option and Hysen isn't in KO damage yet. Hysen does find that KO, has a nice lead here, almost a full stock.
Over on this left side, Hysen going to try to cover this corner, goes for the double side. That's something we saw in an earlier set from Hysen that caught his opponent off guard. But Blue with the ground pound doesn't even need the extra. He's going to have the weapon spawn.
Now, Blue started that playing back just a little bit, and I think he was baiting Hysen there, so Hysen would go in with the recovery right up against the wall because it can reach over the edge. And Blue was expecting that and then immediately came in with the dash jump ground pound right along that wall. So the recovery, even if the hitbox came out from Hysen, it wasn't going to hit, and Blue would gain the priority there and get the KO. Did a great job of making that lead so much smaller, but he is still in the orange. There's 2-piece. There's another hit. Hysen doing good damage on the Blue here.
Side sig again! That side signature from Hysen. Gonna give him game number 4, and now he's 1 game away of getting the reverse 3-0. Blue, he's been doing such a good job of mixing up his dodges out of things, but the one time that he dodges away and Hysen reads it is all that Hysen needs to get the game.
Now, half of the KOs in that game were from a side signature on that side. Actually, more than half of the KOs, because it wasn't 6 KOs that came out throughout the entire game, but it was 3 side signature KOs. 1 from Blue and then 2 from Hysen that came out in basically the exact same spot.
You know, it's funny because the Greatsword signature kit, most people will lean towards the neutral signature for Jaehyun. Most people will say that neutral signature is the best one. You'll even see the down signature on corners. The side sig is one that you don't see used as effectively, but Hysen and Blue really making it work in their matchup.
Back here to Apocalypse. Two big swords going at it. Two great swords going at it. But now Blue is swapped over onto the regular sword. You've seen Hysen putting a lot of space between him, poking with that sidelight. Still poking with the sidelight. Blue doing a great job of staying far enough away and then getting over Hysen to avoid the sidelights. But now the juggling's starting to come out with the neutral airs. Hysen's going to swap over the sword. Oh! He chose to throw his sword away instead of immediately punishing Blue there. I don't think he expected that neutral signature to land Blue like right on that platform in front of him on a silver platter. Yeah. Blue is going to take the first stock here, get a nice lead.
Hysen was thinking about that weapon juggling. He was trying to prime his next weapon to be a greatsword, and Blue just landed right in front of him and got a free punish. Hysen with a good dodge read, gonna lead to the the finisher to close out that 3-piece, but still not enough for the knockout.
See Blue floating a little bit, but Hysen's still trying to hit these grounded. Oh, not enough. If he would have been just a little bit further over to the right side, he ended up hitting that one center stage.
Ooh.
But he goes down a classic greatsword edge guard of dipping down below and outside of your opponent compared to the stage, hitting the recovery and sending to the top. You gotta know that's coming if you're on the edge against a greatsword. It's like old school hammer edge guards.
Something that Simple still does when he's playing that hammer matchup. But right now, Hysen a little bit behind in the damage department. Gonna actually make the conscious decision to swap over to the sword, despite the fact that it's predominantly been greatsword matches and greatsword damage that's been working for Hysen.
He's going to throw that sword away. In comes the spawn. Ooh, and he's able to get it in time. Gets through the neutral signature that Blue threw out. That one must have been close.
Both of them trading blow for blow. No one quite catching the dodge read for now, but Hysen's still behind. These trades are in Blue's favor.
A lot of moves coming up, but also a lot of whiffs. There's Hysen grabbing two, but a neutral signature from Blue. KOs off the top. And again, Blue has basically an identical lead to what he had the first stock.
He just barely misses that down air. Could have led to a knockout. Hysen going to throw away his sword again. He keeps disarming himself against Blue.
Hysen's going to have to find something quick. We are in Game 5. Hysen on final stock. 50 plus damage on Hysen's final stock. Blue is in the red. He is right for a KO anytime soon. Oh,
that
not enough. I really thought that was going to do it.
Oh, Blue dodging through the side sig. Hysen can't keep getting away with those side signatures. Hysen waiting for Blue to commit to something, and the ground pound gonna even up the stock count. Hysen's one dodge read away from evening this up, though.
Hysen controls the weapon, but he kind of immediately gives up stage control as he goes to the left side. He allows Blue to then move to the soft platform. Oh, there's one hit for a punish off of that neutral signature. Blue here with the sword, fighting into Hysen's greatsword. Ooh. Nice hits coming out. The damage is being added up. The difference between the two is not so large now.
Which is great swords. Misses the side sig. I don't know if Hysen can rely on that for knockouts anymore.
Oh, Blue is so aerial here. Oh, man.
Oh.
He's getting...
Hysen disarms himself.
Oh, Hysen grabs the weapon right up from under Blue. Where's the next spawn coming in? It's on the right side to Hysen.
Oh, no.
RNG gods are blessing Hysen. The recovery. Hysen's in the red. Blue almost able to get that weapon, but it's still... Is it going to go to Hysen? It still goes to Hysen. Throws away his regular sword. Picks up the great sword. Oh, not yet.
One more. And Blue can close this out. 3-2. Hysen still needs more damage. The falling there, just not enough. Another one could do it. Blue's so close to closing this out.
Even in all this time that Hysen had weapon advantage, he hasn't found hardly anything against Blue. That neutral air, not enough.
Hysen just not finding hits onto Blue. He's so scared. A sidelight. Hysen burning all his moves with that weapon toss. Was it enough? No. How is he living?
Why does he throw his weapons? Why does he throw it away the second he picks it up? Oh, that hurts so bad.
He touched. Oh, from deep. Blue with the recovery, building so much damage up onto Hysen, but it's enough. He gets the knockout and closes it out. 3-2, denying the reverse 3-0 from Hysen and earning a guaranteed top 4 finish.
That was a brutal loss in the end for Hysen. You could see how cautiously he was playing it, even when he had the weapon advantage against Blue. He couldn't turn that into anything more than just grabbing the next weapon spawn. You were seeing the throws come out, couldn't turn that into pressure. All the moves he was throwing out, he really couldn't turn into pressure. You were seeing him on the wall several times against Blue, who was unarmed. So that's a rough spot towards the end of that game. Hysen just couldn't close it